What's going on?
How much? How you doing tonight, brother?
Good, good. Did you see that intro?
I did see the intro. I liked
Yeah,
it.
I made it myself.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got
that's all.
lucky.
got lucky. You close your eyes and hit a button.
Yeah, I hit a few buttons and I was like, what the heck? Oh, look at this. That was completely by mistake.
It looked good. It doesn't look right. You're the wrong side of the screen. Let's swap spots.
I don't know. You can do it.
Uh,
You're
uh,
it's
there
all
you go.
good. Now everybody, I think everybody's like, wait, I was used to it the other way.
Right, right.
Now I'm all confused by it now. So
Well, if you're from the great Republic of Texas, you can mourn your loss tonight. The Cowboys are done for the year.
yeah, I was quite surprised about that when I went and I wasn't watching it, but then I turned it on and I was like, good Lord, where did that come from? Is Green Bay really that good?
I don't know. I figured I didn't think so, but I don't follow a lot of sports in depth anymore. I bird's eye view. I kind of catch what's going on through the year, but I thought the Cowboys would have been in the position to knock at the Super Bowl. At least the game before, anyways.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. Yeah, but one thing about Green Bay that's pretty awesome is that they do they always seem to have a pretty good showing. You
right,
know what I mean? Like like you like take the Bengals. It's like they went for decades. Like it was like, oh, the people didn't even want to play there.
right, right. So I live in Texas, so I support all the Texas teams. I mean, even like the Astros and the Rangers, the Mavericks,
All
and
right. You know what? It
I
was
know,
nice you being here, but if you're an Astros fan, I'm gonna have
no,
to
not a
pull
fan,
one.
not a fan. I support them, but I think I was talking to NR the other day in text, and I believe that the best uniform in all the sports is Baltimore.
Oh,
The
the
Ravens.
Ravens?
Ravens have the most intimidating uniform when it's that dark, dark, dark color. I love the way it looks.
Yeah, I think you might be right there, but I'm old enough to remember when they left in the middle of the night in Cleveland.
Right, right, exactly. Me too.
I was like, "What?" They all the news places had the cameras out there, and they were loading up the trucks and like late, like it was like 1 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
leaving Cleveland. It was crazy. I was just like, "Oh my goodness." I'm not a big fan of that, but I understand they have to move around. And one other thing is like these football teams and stuff like that, like the Raiders. I don't know what city the Raiders are in now. It's like every couple of
They're-
years they're moving.
aren't they like in like Vegas?
I'm pretty sure you're right, but I was like, wait, weren't they in Los Angeles?
Then Oakland, and then this, and right.
Oakland, yeah, Oakland, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas. Was there somewhere else? The Rams too. I have no
Right.
idea where the Rams are, man. My daughter had she would do color guard, and they had this tournament or if you've ever been to one of those things, like you go to those color guard things, they are pretty neat. They do these routines and stuff like that, and they're on the football fields. But we went to St. Louis when the Rams were there,
Kurt
and
Warner.
yeah, I was like, "Oh, that was pretty neat," and everything like that. And someone said to me, like maybe last year, they were like, "Oh, the Rams are playing." I'm like, I I didn't know that they had left St. Louis.
Right.
I'm like,
Well,
I
I
don't
see
know.
people that comment by was it Rickness? My glasses aren't on.
Yeah,
What?
Rickness is obviously a super intelligent person. So
Right, right, right. What's his team, dude? Come on, what's your team?
I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, just don't be a Cowboy fan. I get it.
Just as long as he's not a Cowboy fan, I'm fine with that.
It's all good.
So yeah, we got a few
Well, the
comments
Texas
in here.
Rangers are the World Series champion of baseball, though. So fine.
Who are?
The Rangers,
See, the Rangers are different than the Cowboys, though.
totally different. Yeah.
Yeah, the Texas Rangers are like I became a fan of Nolan Ryan, and
Yes.
almost anywhere he ever played, I was like, I will always be a fan of wherever he played.
So one of the most noble people I almost cut their hair for was the catcher who caught the last no hitter. I used to cut his son's hair back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, way back in the day, I used to cut the guy's hair. Yep. And the
Okay,
guy,
so that's a whole nother conversation about these Eagles now.
Yeah,
I thought they were having a tough time. Were they having a tough time there? I guess they've turned it around.
that's my daughter's team. I should ask her. I don't know. That's my daughter's team.
I thought they lost quite a few in a row, but evidently they're still legit. They're still in the playoffs and everything. So
We got what Pittsburgh playing tomorrow, I think, and that's going to be a fun game with Buffalo.
who's playing tonight? I know that it came on. So
Well, I don't know. I don't watch any. I don't mean watching football anymore, but I catch up on it. I need to go grab my glasses, Chris. I'll be right back so I
right.
can see better.
Yeah, I think that the Rams are playing, right, guys? Who's playing tonight? I am doing fantastic, Gus. I'm doing real good. I have nothing to complain about. The weather got really, really cold, but it's pretty much expected around here in January, February timeframe. So, yep. Doing great. Just left Philly for Florida. Heck yeah. That's actually a really, really smart idea.
What part of Florida did you go to?
I don't know. Vitruvian Maniac, he says that he just left Philly to go for Florida. So,
It's a smidge warmer in Florida right now, I bet.
oh, yeah.
Smidge?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. It's not actually a sports team person. I pick underdog teams when I watch and root for them. I kind of I have some of my like regular ones. I just want to see them do well. But normally I'm one of those guys that's like, hey, the underdog is kind of what I
Yeah.
go for.
I'll cheer for a player or the underdog. And some of my friends always pick anything that's not the Cowboys or not the Rangers, and that's not hometown. They're like, screw the Cowboys. So,
Oh, you know who's calling this game tonight? Chris Collinsworth.
is he a good commentator? I haven't heard him in a long time.
Yeah, he's good. But when he came, I think he played at Florida, I think. But when he came to Cincinnati, played for Cincinnati, that he was neighbors with this lady when I was a teenager. I used to watch her dogs when she would travel, and he was a neighbor, and I'd always see him hanging out there. But he was a nice guy. He's
Wasn't Boomer Esiason their quarterback back in the 80s?
Yeah. So he was a quarterback,
I like Boomer Esiason. Ickey Woods, the shuffle.
yeah, and Collinsworth was a wide receiver.
Yep.
So. Yeah, and Ricky, you're right. It is from what I see on TV, it's the Rams in Detroit.
Well, I will pick Detroit.
You like Detroit? I like Detroit.
I'm a Detroit fan because of Barry Sanders. That's the only reason.
Did you watch that show that they were talking about him retiring?
No, I've seen it. I've seen bits of it. I've not watched it though. That guy was like if he had the Cowboys, the offensive line like Emmett did, can you imagine how many yards he could have gotten back in those days?
Yeah. I mean, he was great. He was great.
I quit. I'm done.
Gus is like, we're back in Florida. It's 54 degrees right now in the Orlando area.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Vitruvian Maniac says Fort Myers.
That's nice. Loving it. Yeah.
Now, okay, here's a good question for you. Is there any place in Florida that you're just not a big fan of?
You asking him or me?
You. Well, I guess they can say they'll probably tell us too. I mean, anybody in the comments want to talk about it, but is there a place in Florida that you're just not a big fan
of? I've not been to a place I'm not a fan of, but I could tell you my favorite places in all of Florida, and I've been in some of the richest areas and some of the not so richest areas. St. Petersburg is my favorite place in all of Florida for one reason and one reason only. They have the Dali Museum there. Salvador Dali.
I thought it was Dolly Parton. I was like, they got a museum. Is she alive?
That might be in Tennessee. I don't know.
But that's in Dollywood. But that's what my first thought was.
But Salvador Dali is one of my favorite artists of all time, and the second largest collection of his work in the world is in St. Petersburg.
Mm.
I've never been to a place before. I didn't wouldn't say, oh, it sucks. I just my father lives there, so we go there. We're kind of in a controlled environment. We go to kind of the same places. Have you been? You go to Florida quite a bit. It's a place you don't like to go to Florida.
Yeah. I can't think of anything. Let me think here for a second. So I like the fact that it's very versatile state because
Have
you,
you been to Ybor City?
huh?
Have you been to Ybor City?
No, never heard of it.
Ybor City was based on tobacco trade and tobacco cigars and stuff way, 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 way back. And they make hand rolled cigars back in Ybor
Oh,
still.
really?
Hmm.
Well, if you go like Interstate 10 along the top part of Florida, and you're like Tallahassee, and then you go over to like Jacksonville, it's like
Hmm.
a different those towns and
Right.
everything in there. That's just like a different world there. And then you start going south, and you're like the Florida Turnpike and everything like that, and you go to Orlando. That's all. It's all just different, and it's pretty nice. You got some. By the time you get down to like West Palm Beach, and then even farther down to Miami and everything, it's
I like Naples. I like Sanibel Island. Those places are really nice too. So
yeah. I had a friend that when I was growing up, he would go to Sanibel Island. I like every year, so
there's
he liked it a lot.
I forget who it is. There's a really famous author that lived in that area too. This house, you can go check it out. But I forget his name.
Yeah. So yeah, Florida's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Florida's pretty cool, and actually that Gulf Coast.
Yep.
From like Texas all the way over Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, everything. I like that whole area there. It's all nice. Biloxi, to me, it's always a nice place to stop by and hang out in Biloxi.
Yep. In Mississippi, right? Biloxi, Mississippi.
Yep. So so there's some things going on with Vitruvio and stuff like that, but have you decided what you're going to do? Because that's on Tuesday, right?
Yep.
The Swapper DAP, you have to be done with that.
So I've told you, and the person I decided to do this with, they know, so I'll tell everybody. So I have a big wallet, not as big as yours, but I have a pretty big wallet, and I share it with somebody else, and we're gonna just invest it, just like dump it in and let it ride for the long haul. And then
What do you mean by investor? You're going to do Vitru or Vitro, or you're just going to do 50-50?
no, which one doesn't go with the decks?
Vitru.
Okay, I'm doing the other Vitro. I'm gonna do the Vitro one. Yeah,
Vitro. Okay, so you're putting it all in the decks.
on our big wallet. Yeah, and I was like, I don't know, in the top 300 or 400. So it's a pretty nice size wallet. And then my teeny tiny baby wallet, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna let them split it in half.
50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll roll a dice on that one, but on the big one, I'm going long term. Put it up, wake up someday and look at it, and go, oh, I got money, because it's all profits. We took profits within the first 4 months. We took all the money out we put in, then we let it ride. So I have no personal money in that project. It's all profit.
Yeah. Gus says he stopped at St. Andrews State Park, which is close to Panama City.
Yeah. Hey, Laura, what's that zoo we go to? I love going to Lowry Park. There's a zoo you can go in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Tampa area, and you can go into like the bird enclosures, and the birds are right there with you. They have eagles that walk on the ground in their enclosure. You can see them.
Nice.
It's really cool. I don't like zoos because I think zoos look like all animals are prisoners. They rescue animals here. They rehabilitate them. They put them back in the wild if they can. So yeah, I like Lowry Park a lot too.
Rickness probably says the best. I mean, him and I are exactly on the same page, man.
What?
Yeah, I try to stay out of Galveston, dude.
Oh yeah, please. I would never go there unless that's paid.
I mean, not that. I mean, it could be, but I'm not a big fan of like he was saying, the water and everything like that in Galveston. It just seems different, But
it's glorified lake water. I mean,
yeah. So Rickness says he did 50-50.
Nice. Yep.
And then Gus says he did 60-40.
Oh, cool.
Vitru more. So yeah, I did. I'm done with mine.
You have 3 wallets, right, Chris? You have 3 wallets? Okay.
So I did 25%, 50%, and 75%. So nice. I just mixed them all up a little bit. I figured it is what it is. I mean,
so you played the street, played the corners, and you did block.
Yeah. So it's like and with everything that's going on with Vitruvio and everything like that, hopefully they launch well, they do well.
Yes.
I mean, we don't have any kind of you don't have any data to go on to like do the research.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think when we had Nick on the other night, he gave us some points and stuff like that, and some ideas, and some bullet points on it. But I mean, okay, I think the decks. I think if people are in there, I think it could sell off. So what
Right.
does that mean? Does that mean it's a quick sell off, or it's bigger, but then you get some rewards in there, and so I don't know.
So Brian said, pro doesn't matter, but I did 90-10. Yeah. 90 of which and 10 the other. Which is it, Ricky?
Yeah. I wonder what it would be. I mean, there's people out there that are like, I'm hardcore on the decks. I think it's great. The true.
If you can buy into a Dex and it takes off and you get the percentage of the Dex, is great. But it's just I'm not. It's not in my portfolio. I'm counting. It's just it's not in my I invest in my son-in-law.
Yeah.
My boyfriend-in-law. They're not married yet, but it's whatever. So on that one, we share that wallet, and it's not in our budget. It's not in our
Jamrock.
It's a side column. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
like buying lottery tickets. So we're cool with it.
Well, and this is like a point that we were talking about the other day, is that Vitruvio doesn't have. I mean, it's a different type of project to me, because, like, if you take my point of view on projects is like with my ROI store,
Right?
is we built it with value in it.
Yes.
Okay, so the community, they join, the values there.
Yep.
And see, like, remember when we were talking about Prism and
Right.
TCL and Bob and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
They're building something that when the community enters, there will be value in it.
Correct. It's already built in.
Right. So like my ROI store, Prism, and a few other projects out there, you see that they're creating that value before it's to the average customer.
Correct.
So with Vitruvio, and I'm not blaming Nick or anything like that, I'm just saying that the way that Vitruvio had to be done, they're building the value with the community and then launching, Yep. So with me, I prefer it to be like, look, this is what we built. Here's value for you. You can be a part of it. And then we can build something later on. And see, that's the way I see like Prism and Bob and TCL, and what they're doing over there is that they're building value, and then they're going to bring the community into it. So, and I always like that. I like that better, and not saying that Vitruvio can't do that. It was more along the lines where they came from,
right?
That kind of that clustered, to now. So it's like it's been all up and down all the way through. So now going forward, it's like I want to make sure that everybody understands and knows what they need to do for the future,
Right.
And the swapper thing is a big deal, unless you really don't care and you're fine with the 50-50, then you don't have to worry about anything. But if you've done your research, and that's another thing too, doing your research is very difficult, because it's like
there's no track record.
Right. You're just going with, okay, this has some benefits, this has some benefits, or pros and cons on both sides, everything like that. Okay. But you don't even know for sure. A year from now, we'll all be going, oh my God, you were so right. I should have gone that way, or I should have done this,
Yep. I've got a lot of investments, not a lot. I have a few investments that my time frame isn't this bull run, it's the next bull run or the one after.
Right.
Then that's I don't plan for like get rich quick. I tried that in the past, and I got lucky a couple of times, made a lot of money really quick. I just had to hit the button at the right time, but then I got burnt and lost a bunch of money. So I'm like, slow and progressive, and just let it do this thing, and don't get top heavy where I need the money.
Yeah.
And you told me. You said, Terry, you have all these investments, you got all these lottery tickets. You're waiting for the market to go up so you can cash out. But until then, you're not making any money.
Right.
How do you make your money? So then I listened to you, and I Tony would say I pivoted. I did it.
Yeah.
And I reallocate some of the funds, and I'm making money every day of the week, and some I spend every day of the week, and some I don't. But my big investments are stable in companies that have already a proven track record where my returns are there every week, but I don't spend them.
Well, even with proven track records, I mean, if you look back through history of the last decade, how many companies have been out there that have been out there for 50 years and are doing terrible. So
Well, yeah,
proven track records really don't mean as much nowadays. Back in the day, it used to be one of those things that you just put everything in, like Procter and Gamble, or you put it into
S&P 500s, right?
yeah, S&P 500, just leave it alone. You're able to invest and everything. But, you know, but yeah, I agree with Rickness on this too. I plan on staking 100% of my Vitro, then forgetting about it for years. Everything Vitro that I have I'll just stake it. Yeah, anything like that. And I think I don't think I'm going to do much with either one of them for quite a while. I don't, I think these are things, what's going on right now are things that we have to do, but let them go, let them do what they got to do. I hope that people can get some passive income out of it and everything like that. But
yeah,
hopefully,
but
Ricky says 90 Vitru.
Okay, because 90-10. He did 90 and 10, or we said earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He says, I'm getting hyped about Vitruvio. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Vitruvio was taking a project that was in the trash can. Yeah. I mean, pretty much. So whatever comes out of it, I mean,
well,
I think would that be a great success story if, I mean, I don't think it would be far-fetched to think that people are going to make like the money that was sold to people when they were buying into it year and a half ago, 2 years ago, whatever. But if they could maybe get their money back or get a little bit back, that'd be nice. That'd be good. That'd be good.
I was laughing when he says it pretty much in a trash can, and I was thinking, yeah, it's pretty much like Nikki Sixx at the peak of being in Motley Crue. He overdosed one time and died, and his drug dealer threw him in a dumpster in the alley. Then the next time he overdosed and died, they took him to the hospital. They revived him. He unplugged himself from machines and went back home and did more drugs.
Yeah. Don't forget, Vitruvio is a rescue project. Yeah, very much so. Heck yeah. I mean, there's so many things to be thankful about and everything like that. And I hope that it does launch. I hope that there's a lot of success, but at the same time, it's like, man, we've come a long way.
Right. You're not funding the project. You're just being behind the curtains open about where we've been and what it could do, or what it might do. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there. And then I actually saw something recently. That guy's like starting up something again or doing something. I see people talking about him being a part of this project. And I do think it was very funny because a while back, maybe a couple of weeks ago or something like that, somebody he'll be nameless, put out some type of tweet saying that are you ready for like some like new project he's working on or something? I don't know, something. And it had like everybody was like, no, and they were bashing it and everything. So then in the chat in Brewfied, there was someone had posted, I think it was in Brewfied. They don't really talk about things like that most everywhere else, but in Brewfied, there was a screenshot of, I guess he went and bought like likes and comments or whatever from, one of those, things, because there was a picture of, of it, like go to this link and, make money or something like, I don't know, whatever. And then like an hour later, because they put in there, they were like, oh yeah, he bought for likes and all that kind of stuff. And like an hour later, it was like massively yes. Like, yes, they're I mean, these guys, we know what you're doing, bud. But yeah.
Well, I think it was, I don't know, for me, looking retrospective, it was a great I don't know, social experiment to learn how not to follow the hype. You know what I'm saying? Not to actually do your research, not do the research of the talking heads of the project and then the people who are just, I mean, you're not an influencer by what you say. We just talk, right? But for a while, there were some people that were on the yes train that it helped me understand to really do my investigation without the YouTubers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, we all did what we thought was right, and then we found out that we had some bad information, but it just helped me have a better picture for the long term as I keep investing.
Well, I think one of the things that that guy taught us all is that we need to be more just like you're saying, just don't fall for the hype. And that's why I don't want to get hyped up about Vitruvio, and I don't want to get hyped up about anything, any projects out there. You know, I prefer them to be, you got a good honorable thing that you're bringing to market. Great, I'll support you as much as I can and everything like that. But I don't support you like, I don't support people throwing money into stuff, without a track record and everything. That's so difficult in cryptocurrency and everything. But if you're trying to do right by people and everything like that, all right, you can only go so far on that. But at the same time, that guy's taught us that we're like, don't trust anybody, man. He's so bad for in crypto and out of crypto that it's just like, good Lord, how could we be so stupid? And me included. I mean, I can't even believe it.
Yeah, it's all.
Ricky says that I hear it's already rebasing Vitra. Is that true? I haven't seen anything. I haven't even actually noticed anything. I wouldn't.
That I have no information on, Ricky. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where'd you see that? Where'd you hear it, Ricky? Well, say your last live when Nick said
he's gonna be. I heard it from you. Oh, wait a minute. Did I say that? My bad.
Was I tuning out? Did I miss it?
I don't know if it is. I did get the wallet address for the wrapped Vitruvio.
Right.
Oh, okay. Aurora Bitcoin says not yet rebasing. Okay. All right. Well,
did they prove that that Bitcoin is ETF? Did it actually go through yet, or did they not do it?
I think they approved it. I don't think it's gone through yet.
Okay.
I don't think it's been enough time for it to. But who knows? I mean, Bitcoin to me, one of the things like with Forex, you always see like the news affecting stocks and Forex and things like that. And it just seems that Bitcoin, it might affect it here and there, but it's still just going to keep going. I mean, I see it going up, and I see that the halving's coming up soon, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty soon.
A month or two.
I just checked on a site and it says Bitcoin's running 42,000 right now. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Again, I don't watch the numbers because numbers get me excited. I have a plan, and my plan's my plan.
Well, if you've been in Bitcoin as long as I have, you learn to just be patient and just like when people talk about the price, I'm like, I don't know.
Well, you right? Didn't you get yours playing a video game, right?
Yeah.
You're
25 of them back in 2011, 9, 10, 11.
Those 25 could be.
Well, I don't have 25 anymore.
But if you had all 25 now, going forward.
Oh, you wouldn't even imagine. You wouldn't imagine what it was, Terry. There was in that whole thing back then. It was World of Warcraft, and they would do raids where they go in and beat all these bosses and everything like that.
Right.
And the way they set it up is you had to have some healers and some damage guys. They call those DPS. And then tanks, they take a lot of damage, but they kind of lead the bad guys, and they keep the aggro, and they're kind of leading stuff. And you have to have tanks to do those. And they were paying people like in the general chat. They would be like, and in the different guilds and stuff, to be a tank, they'd pay you like 25 Bitcoin for to tank something. I was like, what am I going to do with Bitcoin?
So if we could be Bill and Ted and go back and start over, I would join you.
Well, actually, I would just buy Bitcoin and not even play.
Right. Exactly.
Like, whatever. I don't care about your Bitcoin stuff. I already got mine.
There's so many people just stumbled onto things in the past. Now it's hard to find things like that.
Yeah, it was one of those things that it would be like, well, what can I do with this Bitcoin? Do I get can I get gear? And they'd be like, no, you can't get gear.
You buy pizza like that. Like
Yeah, it's like you buy a pizza. Guy sold it for, some guy some pizza or something. Where back then it was really nobody was into Bitcoin. People that were into Bitcoin, they were like, man, these are conspiracy theory jackwagon guys.
Was it like kind of like black web stuff at first? Like the black market did it, and some rappers did it for their album.
Terry, I didn't know what to do with my Bitcoin for like 8 years.
But that's
I was like, what do I even do with it now? And they're like, people would come out there, man, I can't believe you had Bitcoin for so long. No, I didn't know how to sell it.
Like, you're saying, so by lack of information, you held on to it, and now it's valuable.
Yeah, and I lost the wallet. I didn't know how to get to the wallet, and the guy playing World of Warcraft with him, I still know him. I don't know how to get a hold of him now, but I still knew him for maybe 2017, 18, 19 was probably the last time I talked to him. I went to him. I was like, what about that Bitcoin? And he was like, yeah, I got the wallets and everything here. And he gave it to me. He was like, here, this is, I was like, oh, that's great. Now he's probably like, but he had a bunch of wallets that people didn't know how to do anything with. And he was always like, I still got these wallets. Now he's probably like, no, I ain't got no wallets. What are you talking about?
Who are you? I don't know who you are.
I would. I mean, he's got, I don't know how much were in each wallet. I know mine had 25, but
wow.
But yeah,
Rickness says he still plays World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, I still do too. Brooklyn Hodel, he was playing too when I was doing the My ROI store and putting all the courses in and doing all that stuff. I was knee deep in that, and Brooklyn was like, "Hey man, hit me up on BattleNet and let's we need a tank." Or he didn't ask me for a tank. He's like, "Hit me up on BattleNet. We do we'll hang out." And I was like, "Sure." And I haven't even been on there, so I have to get on there soon. Aurora Bitcoin says it should start rebasing at Vitro listing.
Okay.
Kind of what I thought they were talking earlier. Sorry for the confusion. Oh no, man, that's what we're here for. I was confused too.
Just because we're live doesn't mean we know the most that's going on. We're just live.
Yeah. Hey, Rickness, man, you ever want to play? I mean, I'm getting to that point where I'm caught up and everything like that. You ever want to play? We do almost anything. My son and I play every once in a while. He likes to get some mounts, and then I have a whole group of people that usually hang out or we do some stuff with. Fowler played with us a couple times. And
what's that game you play that has the helicopters in it? That you fly the helicopter?
What the heck game was that? We were in the helicopter. What the heck? Far Cry.
Okay,
Far Cry. I didn't know how to get out of the helicopter, so I just jumped. I didn't know how to land it either. I was like, I don't know how to land it. I just know how to go up and shoot stuff. And then I was like, I don't know how to land it, so I'm just going to jump out. So my son-in-law had a lot of Bitcoin when he was in high school for a long time. He lost the password. Oh, man.
Well, you should have lost that son-in-law. No, I'm
Do
kidding.
you know how many wallets out there that people just lost?
Yeah.
I mean, back then.
Yeah.
Terry knows a lot about peanut butter.
That is a very true statement. Gus, I do know a lot about peanut butter.
So what have you been up to? What's going on with you told me, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but you told me that you got a trip tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. So tomorrow is a day where I travel about an hour to a client's house. I do their hair. So it's really cool. She's been before the Congress and the Senate getting education and awareness for like Lyme disease. Because her and her 3 daughters all have Lyme disease. And she's in the Cowgirl Hall of Fame here in Texas. And because of the Lyme disease, she basically has PTSD when she drives. So she drives into like where I work. It would take her a week to get over it. And so I drove out to her house, and then she just offered to pay me triple payment. So I'm like, okay, I'll drive out and see you. You know.
No. Rick says that I misread that. He said I used to play in college, and now I just play the first month of each expansion. I was really excited to play the Dragon Race finally. That was good.
Was it Yellowstone? Was that director that did Yellowstone, whatever?
Yeah.
he bought like 1,000 acres in her neighborhood. So
What's that guy's name? I heard that they're like upset with him.
yeah. Well, not where his house is. I mean,
Not the creator, not the director, right?
yeah,
He's a creator.
yeah. I don't know.
I forget his name, but
He put like $1.5 million into the neighborhood. What do you call it? Horse arena where they show the horses and they do their things.
yeah.
Yeah, she's an equestrian. She trains, I don't know, cutting horses or something. Like, she's pretty cool.
Yeah, what am I thinking of? Yellowstone. That's a good show.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it in a long time though.
I've never seen it yet, but I want to watch it. Yeah,
I think you should check it out. I think it's good.
yeah. I was told by all my clients it wasn't so much about being in the Western.
Oh,
It's-
his name is Gus. Remind me, Taylor Sheridan.
Okay, yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, yeah. Some of that I saw some that people were like they're upset with Taylor Sheridan. I didn't read what it was, but I was like, really? What? Why? The guy makes good shows, and who knows? Seems
Yeah.
like he's a good guy.
Yeah, if you're famous, folks, or you're successful, folks come after you. It seems like, so whatever.
Well, it seems like people come after you whether you're successful or not.
Yeah, I had I have stories. Yeah, stories about that. But
Yeah.
says we're glad we're back. Well, we're glad we'll be back too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
We're trying to keep every Wednesday and Sunday as a standard so we can set the table of us being consistent, right?
yeah. I mean, we're just getting out there. I mean, I think there's things that I think the goal that we have with my ROI store.
We should
I
talk about
mean-
that in a minute. Just like talk about what it is and how that people can succeed with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that, like I was saying back there with like Prism and TCL and those guys and everything like that. It's bringing value to the community. And like I said, there's a lot of courses. There's ebooks, things like that. It's good information. People hopefully it can spark some ideas for people. Maybe they can earn some money or they can finally do things that they always wanted to do, maybe get a little push. And in the community, we can talk about it, maybe give them encouragement or give people ideas. And it's all about earning a return on investment.
Correct. On anything, like you said,
Yeah, on anything, and trying to give people something, some type of value, and then it's all free. And we plan on, I think the original people, I think that after March 1st, I think what we're going to do is we're going to be charging for those things. Some of those courses, we're going to split them up different ways, things like that. But I think the people that are in there now, I mean, they have everything that we would be doing unless it would be something like totally new.
right.
And I think that they should always get a discount.
I agree.
So when, like right now, if you go to my ROI store and you go and you get signed up through your email with the courses, you're tagged with it tags you in our system as my ROI store community member. So if you have that tag between now and March 1st, I would say, and I don't know what, we may never come out with anything. There may not be anything at all.
Maybe not. But what's in that original package is so much information that if you have entrepreneur, you want to start your own business or learn something about this or take a course, it's so much real information you can apply immediately if you take the time to read it and apply it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the good thing about it is, and I think the videos are not, and the videos and audios, but all the other stuff is mostly downloadable, so they can actually put it in there and everything like that. They can have it, but bottom line is giving value to them. They get tagged with that community member, thing, and then they go after that. After March 1st. If something does come out and it is money, I would think we would use that tag to identify their like a discount code or something and be like, someone comes out with something on our platform and they get, who knows what it is. They got an idea and we like it and we're like, yeah, okay, so put it out on the platform, but all of our community members get a discount if they want to get it. Say it's $100, they get like 25% off, if they wanted to buy it. So that's what I was thinking, is to tag everybody that's in there, so that if they've joined or checked it out, because it's free, it's just a matter of putting an email in. They check it out and they're part of that by March 1st.
Yeah.
Whatever we do down the road, they get a discount.
Do you put the link for my ROI in the chat? They're asking for it, Chris.
Oh, yeah. I'm a terrible salesman.
We don't have somebody backstage taking care of all your stuff.
Yeah, I'm not but it's one of those things that someone hit me up the other day and we're like, hey, can you send me a link to the Discord? And I was like, oh yeah, sure.
Here you go, guys. The link's up there now, so you can go sign up, download
now
it.
On the welcome page. You should go to the welcome page. That link should get you right there. And you go to the welcome page and it tells you, I got a statement in there, tells you exactly what to do. It will come up as to pay money. Don't pay money. Type in the discount code, type in member, apply the discount code. Don't forget to apply it. Make sure it says 0.
Correct.
And then don't fill out your credit card information. Just hit the button for PayPal. It'll go like it's going to take you to PayPal, but then it tells PayPal that there's no money due. So it just sends you to the thank you page and doesn't ever take you to PayPal or anything like that. And it doesn't charge you. And if you make a mistake and it does charge you, we did have somebody do that, I can refund it. I'll keep an eye on it. Maybe hit me an email or in the comments or whatever. If you make a mistake, let me know. We're not taking any money for anything at all until March 1st, and that is debatable.
And I say it's me because I can do it. So
yeah, you can do it.
It has to be the bottom shelf. You know what I'm saying? That's I can do it.
Brood has been attempting to stop the progress of Vitruvio getting listed on exchanges by contacting them. This is a dog act and shows their true colors. Unfortunately, it's sad behavior. I don't think they should be doing that.
I don't know. He could be right. I don't know. I've not been on Brood since.
Well, I'm in there, but I haven't been. Every once in a while I get tagged for things and stuff like that. But hopefully bottom line is the community, if that would be counterproductive, I would think, because you need Vitruvio to be listed. You need for them to start earning money so that the community can make money.
Right.
So that would seem like that wouldn't be the smartest way to go about it. You would want them to get listed everywhere that they possibly could so that the community can make money.
Right. You guys don't forget, join the Discord too.
That's another thing too. On a part of that is like, there may be something that they know that I don't know, but I don't think that that's the smart way to go.
Right.
So I guess I'm going to become a member. Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, it's free, and you might find something there that's good for you and everything like that.
And then, Gus doesn't know, unless he heard before, if he becomes a member, then he gets a link that he can put, what's it called? The affiliate code. Then if someone joins through his affiliate code, he can make money.
Yeah, that's another thing too. In the future, so if we start selling that and everything like that, the people that are, I think we'll have an affiliate program. We'll talk about it and everything like that. But if we got an affiliate program, and then I think it should be 50-50. So like if we have a product or something like that you think somebody would be interested or you would want to promote or whatever, you make a sale and use the affiliate, they use the affiliate link. We split it 50-50. Are you guys still doing the Omni Elite things? Yeah. I mean, everybody from the holidays and all that kind of stuff have been busy, but I haven't talked to them much, but yeah, they're out there. We're still doing stuff. There's still things behind the scenes going on. So I have nothing but great things to say about that. That's another thing. Omni Elites is built on the fact of trying to give back to the community and trying to create something ethically good for everyone. So bottom line is for the My ROI store is a good thing for you right now because you get access to a lot of information that you may find valuable. There's so much information in there, ebooks, videos, all that kind of stuff to do. Could easily be something that sparks some type of thing for you and all that kind of stuff.
Isn't it getting closer to like 400 lessons, right?
Yeah, I think it's like 450 to be honest with you, because I got to bring this damn thing up and it always shines so bright on my eyes and everything like that. Let me find it, because it is, man, I think it's like 400 and I don't know. I'd hate to say something.
Okay, over 300. We started.
Yeah, definitely over 300. I think it's closer to 400. So if I was to go here,
and all these courses, if it's a topic that fits what you think you might want to do, like entrepreneurial or help out the business you already have, it's free courses because you're not paying for it, and it's information solid. And it's proven to work. So, information is knowledge, and knowledge is power. So, you should just get it for free and take care of learning stuff.
Yeah, so this is what it looks like. Well, this is what it should look like when you do it. So you would have, this is something separate, but this Limitless pack down here, it's pulled out separately for a different reason, but you have that in these 5 here.
Yep.
So these 5 bundles here have everything from all the courses. So if you see anything pop up over here, you've already got it in here. It's just pulled out separately and everything like that. So if we were to go to entrepreneurship bundle, we open that up. So right here with leadership, this is one of the courses, leadership, 25 lessons, 33, 58, 39. So it's just some of these.
A lot of information.
Yeah, so you go to this one here, business development, 149 lessons, 191, 64. So I don't know, there's got to be over 400, I'm sure, So bottom line is there's a ton of information there. Hopefully, if you found something in there that could help you, it would be even nicer if it ended up being one of those things that you were able to go and actually earn money or something like that, or you can save money. It teaches you how to, maybe you see something in there, you're like, oh, I didn't know about this. This will save me some money. Great. But the true thing, what it really is the community that I want to build is a community that helps each other earn return on investment, whether it be in crypto, in trading, whether it be in the business, social media. There's a whole section on there about being like an influencer and stuff like that, which to me, and I don't think we don't subscribe to those types of things, because we just turn the camera on and we're talking. But there are ways that people like maximize their reach and stuff like that with their marketing, all that kind of stuff. There's courses in there that could help, and if that's what you wanted to do. But and then if you had, like, I was thinking this the other day, if you had like a crypto project and you were going to launch it, there's some stuff in there that kind of would give you some ideas and thoughts that you could actually go and market your project and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what's it, not to change the subject, but I seen somebody speak about buying boosters again. I'd like to know if they're still available and how difficult they are to buy, if that's not too much to ask. Ricky, I don't know, but
I pulled it up because he says he's in a hurry. The next 2 comments, he says this. So I didn't know if you knew about it. I don't know. I think that Nick the Knight said they're still there to get, but I don't know.
Okay. He said he's not in a hurry.
Oh! I thought he was. Sorry, I misread that.
Well, the guys in the chat, there's a bunch of guys in the chat, so let us know about the boosters. I thought that what did he announce that? Because he talked about that when he was live with us. He talked about that he was going to go back and look at it and extend it or whatever. Or...
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, that's what I thought he said.
There you go. Aurora Bitcoin, one of the smartest people in the community, always knows what's going on. Easy to buy and still available up to the end of this month.
Okay, cool. So today's what? Let me see.
The 14th. Tomorrow is my son's his 18th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, dude!
Yeah, so it's kind of a shame to kick him out with this cold weather.
You're right. 18.
But hey, you're 18. You got to go.
You got to get at least in the school year, right?
No. Or where Bitcoin says that you can buy from ETH or Binance Smart Chain blockchain.
Then Rickner says the same thing. Booster still available. There you go. You pull it up. Yeah.
Yeah, still available. I got 14 so far. They are 150 BUSD on Binance Smart Chain, USDT on ETH. And then Gus is like, even if you know about a subject, you could always pick up something by hearing another view. Yeah. What I found when I was working with them and everything like that, there's so many different things. There is, my friend Confirmant, he turned me on to WordPress, right, for websites and stuff. Yeah. And I didn't know anything about it. And it's like, wow, man, I am just too old to be learning some of this techie stuff and everything like that. So I picked up a little bit from him. I mean, he knows a lot. He's a super smart guy and everything like that. I mean, he's a freaking genius. But and so in that course, in those courses, in those bundles, there's a course in there about WordPress. It is literally 100 videos. There is so much detail in there. And as I was going through it, I'm like, whoa, I'm starting to understand this. I'm starting to get this. So there's a lot of things. And I've always thought this, and this is the problem that I think a lot of people have. You don't know what you don't know. And as I get older, I think I know so much, but I don't know anything, because I will think some way. I'll be like, oh, this is I do this the perfect way. And someone come in and be like, oh, but if you do this, it's different. I'll be like, holy are you serious? That changes my life. It's so much easier.
Yeah, it's like a cheat code to your video game, right?
Yeah, yeah. Rickney says buy 7 at one time to get early bird revenue share as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we got to make sure that people know these things if they're going to be buying those boosters. But with me, honestly, I'm at that stage, and I think a lot of people, I'm not putting any more money into pretty much anything. Although I do have to say that, the crypto, people are saying that the bull run is here.
Well, I think it's just like anxious, like what's that when you have fake labor pains?
Yeah. So what do you think of the bull run? What do you think is going to happen? All these, I mean, Bitcoin, the halving's coming up.
It's coming, yeah.
I just see the Bitcoin's moving up. All of them are going to move up, but what do you think? I don't know.
I don't know.
Crypto has got me kind of weird, because it's like there are so many good projects out there, but they just seem like they're just getting hammered by all the different news about crypto and everything.
Yeah, I kind of look at like the more the mainstream media hates on it, the better it is in the long run. Because the mainstream media is not in tune with the.
Yeah. I don't listen to
Web3,
some of the things that they do, like, and it bothers me too, because the mainstream media they're not too smart, because they need to be as honest as possible, because they create, like with Trump, they create this monster that, like, almost every single time anything comes up about Trump, the mainstream media, like, takes it out of context or whatever, and it builds up. If they just said exactly what it was and just moved on, I mean, I don't think it would be that big of a deal, but it always seems like it gets twisted by the mainstream media on almost everything. Yeah. And when it comes to crypto, I mean, I just see it like, I think it's good for people. Now, the rug pulls, things like that, that's it. Like Kryptonian would always say, we need to learn how to police ourselves and everything like that. But, it says
inspect what you expect. I like that when he says that.
Yeah, but if if they would just if they're going to build these projects, they're to me it's got to be a better way that we can guarantee that
Yes.
that money isn't going to be stolen.
Right. So like I one of my biggest investments is in a very centralized exchange, and it's the most regulated exchange on the market right now. So that's where the big chunk of my investments are because I feel safe with the they've passed every scrutiny from all the governments, and they're in like 17 markets around the world. So yeah, I saw that comment. That's great, right?
Gus, it's funny how we like have so much in common with people that in our community. Gus, you and I are right. You know, my son would come in and be like, "Oh no, let me show you how it's done." I'd be like, "Okay, whatever, man."
Can you drive a standard, right?
Yeah, yeah. The other night I was on some platform, and I got stuck on someone's profile. It was about the 80s and 90s, and they show like videos, commercials, intros to TV series, things like that. And man, I stuck there for a while. And I was like, some of the memes that they had, things like that. They were like, yeah, we were definitely. I think people always talked when we were younger. People talked about the greatest generation being, in the 40s and stuff like that, World War II and everything. I think we were the greatest generation,
I
man,
agree.
because we had. I mean, we we didn't go. We went to school. We came home. Parents were gone all the time. We get to stay outside until the lights came on. And then if we got any extra time, we had to stay near the lights or something like that, and we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have pretty much the internet. We had to actually call people. We had to,
You memorize phone numbers, right? Remember that?
you actually had to remember phone numbers and stuff. Like I remember my phone number, but I tell you what, my kids, my sister, brother-in-laws, they've all had the same number. I have no idea. I could never tell you what it is. I'd have to go get my phone to tell you what their number is.
My wife still knows her elementary school locker combination. How about that?
No way.
Hey, Laurie, maybe middle school. Hey, Laurie, what locker combination you remember? High school, middle school? What is that?
High school.
Sorry, her high school locker combination. Both of them.
I had two.
She knows them both still.
No way. No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even that couldn't fit in my brain, dude.
No, those things in my brain.
I still remember.
I get confused as to where I went to high school.
So my wife remembers her phone number, her landline, when she was 9.
in Kansas City.
Well, yeah, I remember the home number that we had when we were growing up.
Kansas
I think.
City, then the ones in Texas.
Yeah. When I was in South Dakota, I think I told you before, we had landlines, and all you dial was the last 4 numbers. You didn't have to dial the prefix.
Are you kidding me? You're that old.
Yeah, he's that.
That's it. Well, the town was that small, but yes, I was that old.
I don't know, Terry. My whole entire life, we had a 3-number area code and 7-number local code.
Yeah.
I never heard my generation having 4 numbers.
Well, I am your generation, so now you should.
Yeah.
So in my small town, I grew up in for a while, it was like right around 4,000 people. And my aunt's town down the road had like 300 people in it. But all you had, if you're in the same, not the area code, but even the first 3 prefixes, like whatever, you just dial like the last 4 numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 5, and it called Joe's house. You know, the first 3 numbers didn't matter, and the ones before that didn't matter.
Now, do you know that if you ever had, I know we had operators who dial 0. And when I say dial, like
Rotary.
the rotary dial,
Yes.
not press 0.
Right.
But
Rotary. Yep.
you had the dial, you had the rotary dial, you dial 1 and you'd get an operator. But do you ever remember my dad and grandma and everything, they talked about they would pick up the phone and you click the phone and the operator would come on and you tell them what you wanted to call and they'd put you through.
No, that's Green Acres. I had this before me.
That I never had that. We had you'd put in the number, you dial the number and it would be good to go.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no. My mom and dad, I'm sure, had that. My mom and dad are, well, they're pretty much way older than I am. I'm old too, so. Goodness, 57, 57, 50. My oldest brother will be 61 this year.
Your oldest brother will be 61?
Yeah, and there's 5 boys in my family. We're all 2 years apart, and I'm the 4th out of 5. So I'll be 55 this year.
Yeah. You know, Gus, that was one of the things that they showed on that social media account that I was on. They showed a phone booth right next to a blue mailbox, post office mailbox. Right there's a phone booth and the mailbox sitting right there. I mean,
Wow. So back in the 80s, some of the cities had such a high crime rate, and they were using the pagers for the drug dealers and stuff.
Mhm.
And so in some of the cities, they put in analog phones back in, so you couldn't page. No, they took the phones out so you couldn't page the drug dealers.
Oh wow.
And now the drug dealers, well, I've heard stories. Being a small business owner, when you used to, when you get like a card swiper, like a PayPal or whatever, not PayPal, but I don't know, the credit card swiper, they
Yeah.
register it because a lot of drug dealers and people who worked under the table were getting those card swipers and it wasn't connected to a recorded bank account, so they were laundering money that way. Yeah, you had a party line. Right
Do
there.
you remember when the internet came out and you'd have to tell people to get off the phone so you get on the internet?
Yes,
And then I remember playing Duke Nukem.
Duke.
Duke Nukem, and then people would call. And
Bump you off.
yeah, and then I would be like, "Oh man, I almost got to that level."
I had a friend back whenever before like an overledger that's coming out for crypto that connects all the crypto. So when the internet didn't talk to each other, you had to go to like a chat room and talk to people. They'd go to this chat room and talk and do things. My buddy ran one, and he was the biggest nerd because he ran that chat room.
Yeah.
He was like a rock star. He was an internet rock star. So it was just funny.
Well, that's what they are now. Some of those discords out there have a ton of people in there and all kinds of people talking and everything like that. Yeah.
Gus had 2 beepers.
Two beepers. I remember when I was in the military, I got a phone put in my car.
Look at you.
Yeah. And it was literally like
your Jaguar.
if the phone rang, I'd have to pay like $50. It was
Right.
like, oh my God, can you take this phone out? I can't afford it.
Saved by the Bell. Your phone in your briefcase.
Yeah, it was completely the stupidest thing I ever bought. It was mounted on there and everything like that. I thought it was the coolest thing. But it was like I can't use it for anything. I couldn't call like local without. I mean, you paid for like everything.
Yeah, it killed you, didn't it?
Yeah, it was bad. Then the next purchase I got later on was like I've had a CD player put in my car.
Ooh, a disc changer in the back, right?
Yeah, I thought it was the greatest thing. Yeah, it was under the seat. Like the thing, and you pulled it out, and it had like 10 discs in there. And I could never find the song from that. You hit the little button, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, it's supposed to be here." No, it's a mess.
You didn't shuffle, let it run.
Yeah. Well, it was better than 8-track and cassette.
The first 8-track I remember listening to ever was Nazareth, Hair of the Dog.
Oh, really?
My brother had an 8-track player in his car, and he listened to Now You're Messing with the Some Bitch, that song.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, that's the only song I know they ever sang because my brother played it over and over because, a teenager rebellious.
Are you a fan of Steely Dan?
Yes. They're so technically correct in their music. It's amazing.
All right. So I think
which song they play, but I do like their music. Yes.
All right. So if you're a fan of Steely Dan, so do you know the origins of Steely Dan?
I do not.
You don't?
No.
Do you know who Chevy Chase is?
I do.
Okay. Chevy Chase and the other 2 band members were in a band together, and they were at college, and Chevy Chase got booted out of college because he got caught with a cow living in his dorm room.
A cow?
So
was it Texas over here by my house or what?
No, it is up northeast, but he gets booted, right? So, and then he goes off into acting and goes a totally different way. But the band split up, right? So the band went and created their own band. And without Chevy Chase, they weren't mad at each other or anything like that. It wasn't like that. He just got booted out of college. So they went and that band created their own band. The name of that band comes from a book
Okay.
that one of those band members read. And in that book, they talked about I guess you would call it a dildo.
Okay. Yeah.
In that book, the name of that dildo is Steely
That's funny.
Dan.
That's
Steely
funny.
Dan.
That's fun. No, now every time I listen to somebody laugh.
So Steely Dan comes from that book.
Wow.
So it's I forget the guy that is something like Naked Lunch or Naked Afternoon or something is what the name of the book is. So
When you're on YouTube, do you ever fall in the rabbit hole watching the Professor of Rock?
no, never heard of him.
He goes back and talks about this song was a joke, and the lead guitar player let somebody else play the lead guitar, and it became a number one hit, and the guitar player was mad or whatever. He's fun.
Yeah, so that's yeah. So there you go. So I wish I would remember. I think his name was Steve Burrows, or you'd have to look up the author or something like that. I think it's Naked Afternoon or something like that.
Did not know that. Didn't know. Like, there's the most recorded song ever that's been covered by anybody else. Dang it, I just watched it the night. One station played it for like 10 days straight while they were changing their format. I forget the name of the song, but I watch those things at night and I can't sleep. So
no, I don't usually.
what is Craig Power Play? What's that right there?
Craig Power Play. Is that the name of the band that was
Chevy Chase's band, maybe, that he's in?
There was I forget the name of the band that Chevy Chase and the Steely Dan members were in. He had a couple of them. They talked about. Gus says, "Is that a part of the ROI store?"
Sure, why not? If you want
to. Sure. If you can make money off it, let's put it in there.
Yeah, that's funny though. So, what is your like? If you pick like, goodness, so one of my iterations of my salon, when I had my salons, every station was like a piano. Then above every piano was a drum for a spotlight for the hair. We had old records on the wall and stuff because I feel like it's a rock and roll kind of salon. And I used to ask my clients, if you could hang out with any celebrity / rock star, actor, or whatever, for during any time period for a month, who'd you hang out with? Like
for a month
or a week or whatever? Who would you pick, past or present, to hang out with if you could have like, totally open access? Like, who would you pick to hang out with in the entertainment, rock, or music? Or
do they have to be alive?
No, they'd be dead. You could say Jim Morrison. You could say Beethoven if you want.
I think my first choice would be Eddie Van Halen. My second choice would be Jason Aldean.
I like those choices.
Because Jason Aldean, we'd probably go hunting. We'd probably,
some gator tail.
Yeah, we'd probably hang out and do some good stuff and everything like that. Eddie Van Halen would be like, I just want to hang out in the studio. I want to hang out with his son. His son's touring now. And
did you know that Eddie Van Halen, when Limp Bizkit's guitar player left, he went and jammed with Limp Bizkit, and then Limp Bizkit's band started like getting high and smoking pot. He walked out. He's like the professor hanging out with the students. So Eddie got mad and left. Then they wouldn't send him. They wouldn't give him back his equipment. So Eddie drove his tank to Limp Bizkit's front door. He was shirtless, like a headband on, a pair of pants and combat boots, and had a gun in his waist. And when Limp Bizkit, the guy's Fred Durst, opened the door, he goes, "Give my this, or I'm gonna shoot you," or whatever. He went and got his stuff back, and then that's how he got his stuff back. Yeah, I always tell folks I would.
Yeah, I never heard that.
I just learned that today on one of those weird shows I watch. My favorite entertainer of all time, probably, because he spanned so many decades in different genres, was Dean Martin.
Oh, really?
So imagine everybody, if Dean Martin was the success he was, everybody before him he had access to, right? And to a certain point, everybody past him he had access to. So I get the Doors, I get the Who, I could get Led Zeppelin, I get all those guys, Elvis. But
So you wouldn't want to hang out with Elvis, but would you want Dean Martin in Las Vegas, or would you want like Dean Martin in like New York?
ooh, it doesn't matter. Dean Martin was just so cool. It didn't matter. I like the Vegas, so there's some not podcasts like Spotify or something you can download. Oh, not download. You can listen to some of the fully live, unedited versions of the Rat Pack singing
Oh yeah,
and the jokes they make.
yeah. Sammy Davis Jr. was, I think he was
Love
the-
Sammy. Love it.
awesome. So, and then Eddie Murphy, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
rough, dude. He was rough, and so some of the comedians that I grew up around, stuff like that.
I think I was in the fourth grade and I had Up in Smoke memorized.
Oh yeah,
The cassette. My license? Yes, it was the Bumper Man.
yeah.
I didn't know what it meant, but I had
So-
memorized.
Ricky says, "Come on, guys! I thought you were old. You ought to remember that." What's he talking about? Is he talking about? Oh, is he talking about the Craig power play?
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, I know it. I know he's talking. I thought that was he was talking about a guy. I thought he was talking about a Craig himself. That's at the system, the sound system.
Yeah, I don't know that. Sorry. Over my head. I know Alpine Stereo is, though. Oh. Well, there's.
Let's see, you took to another level. You're freaking old. Yeah, to a totally different level.
Oh, at Ricky? Okay.
Yeah, he's talking to Ricky. I thought I'd bring that one up, but
That's funny.
yeah, built by Pioneer. Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
I remember it. No, I remember it. I don't remember actually anybody having it. I remember seeing back in the day, there's a place called Swallens. It was like an electronics store where we'd go there when I was younger and we could play Miss Pac-Man.
That's my wife's game. That's her jam, dude. Miss Pac-Man. Is my
Yeah, and we used to go play Miss Pac-Man. And my dad give me like $2 and I'd get him like a pack of cigarettes and some gas. And he said I could have the change to play the video games. And I know that and play Miss Pac-Man. And the Miss Pac-Man was out front. So we go in there and we go into Swallens and they had all this wall of car stereo type speakers and all that kind of stuff. And they were all pretty darn cool. Pioneer was big back then. Remember when it was like everything anybody owned? It'd be like, well, it's not
Mhm.
Pioneer, man.
right.
And then they had the
remember that, yeah.
cassettes and all that stuff.
Well, so I lived in the house I grew up in. I bought my mom and dad's house, and right down the street they had video games, Donkey Kong and other games there.
Man,
And
I
they-
love Donkey Kong.
Okay, so the original Donkey Kong games, if you took a drinking straw and you flattened it out, and you insert the straw in next to the hinge, where we put the money in,
Mhm.
you could get the dipper where the coin hit, the quarter hit, and so you put a couple quarters in, but you put your straw in when the manager wasn't watching, and go and put like 50 credits on the game
Oh my
like,
goodness.
all day long. And then we used to take nickels and hammer them out like a slug to the size of a quarter, and it would take it too. It was so bad.
Dude, we would do better. We'd put them on the train tracks.
There you go.
So, but you had to hammer down the edges and everything. They'd be pretty flat, but you could put them on there.
Those slugs in there, and they would work in the video games back in the day. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
we-
we were around train tracks when I was a kid.
When I lived in South Dakota, a small town, the train track was right next to our outer part of our yard. My brothers would catch it and ride it to the other town and jump off and come back.
Ours was there was a Ford plant, and right behind our house that they would have the train would stop because it was going to cross a road. It stopped there, and that's where like a box was where they flipped the switch that would switch it over that they
Right?
go across the road. So they'd stop there and they'd be sitting there for a little while, and then they'd go over, and that railroad would go down to the Ford plant, and
That's cool.
they do stuff. I didn't pay much attention to it. Yeah. Is there any more Kmart's around?
I think there's one left open in the United States. I'll Google it real quick. I think there's one open.
Remember their blue light special?
Yes, and also remember, clean up on aisle 5. Clean up on aisle 5. Okay, Google. How many Kmart's are open in the U.S.? There are 12 Kmart's across the United States as of the November 9th, 2023. So
12 of them?
as of November 9th and 2023, yeah. Yeah. But I heard recently there's only one left, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I had G.I. Joes. I had Steve Austin too.
Well, he's asking the original one. Want the swamp buggy and the alligator? Yes.
Did you have the $6 million man? Steve Austin had the eye thing, and you put in the back of your head, you could see through it to be like a little binocular.
I didn't see that one. I had G.I. Joe with a swamp buggy and the alligator. But if you got G.I. Joe wet, his hair would fall like alopecia in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all fuzzy. It was kind of weird anyway.
Yeah. I liked it. We had that. Yeah. That's back when I was living in Italy. We had those. Yeah. Army brat. Sorry. Goodbye, Terry. Click.
They had that did you ever have the Stretch Armstrong? Did I ask you that? I thought I asked you that one time.
Yeah, we had the original ones, yes. Yeah. Oh, Evel Knievel.
Oh, and Evel Knievel.
Frank Evel Knievel.
Get out of town, man. The Evel Knievel was the
Wind it up and up it goes.
We used to build all kinds of ramps, everything. He'd just go, and then we changed it from Evel Knievel got me to ramp all kinds of stuff when I was a kid. Did you have a BMX bike?
No, I had a generic bike because I had 4 brothers and we're poor. So
yeah, I had a Kmart bike.
Yeah, me too.
But I thought they were just as good.
Well, my first bike was at Coast to Coast. Is that up north still?
No.
Like there's a hardware store when I was in South Dakota. It was called Coast to Coast, and they would sell like bikes.
Well, evidently they aren't coast to coast.
Evidently not.
Yeah, Gus had a Stretch Armstrong too, man.
Yeah, break that sucker open, that goo comes all of it. So yeah.
Yeah, but we would stretch him all over the place. We'd wrap him around stuff and everything.
You get mad and thud sucker when your brother's. It hurts because
I know.
Thud and you hit your brother with it.
Well, we did all kinds. Did you have lawn darts?
Oh, with the metal tips? Yes.
We're all crazy.
You throw it in the air and play chicken. Nobody moves.
Well, I remember we used to go back in the woods and play with our BB guns, man.
We used to take my dad's shotgun shells and take the pellets out, and then tape a marble to the bottom with the primary is right, where it strikes, and throw it in the air. Boom! You know, stuff.
Gus, I know you did, man. Gus had a chopper bike and made my own BMX bike, dude.
My buddies used to drive the Mongoose bike. Back then.
Oh, that's right, the Mongoose bike. That was the one that was like, oh man, he's got a Mongoose. He's a cool guy.
Mongoose, yep.
Yeah, they were cool. I had the Kmart one, and it was like red and white and everything. And then there was like a part of it where I like scratched it or something like that. So I tried to paint it, and the paint it didn't match. My grandmother's like, "What happened to your bike?" I'm like, "Nothing." And I didn't cover up the tire enough, so there's like paint going across the tire. It was obvious that I did that.
I was telling my daughter that I'm so old. Back in the day, I rode my bike around the neighborhood all day long. There was no like phones or iPods, so you take your boom box with the I don't know cargo straps, bungee cords,
yeah,
and hope your batteries are charged enough, and then you play your radios and you cruise around town all day.
Rickness said I had a Mongoose. It was awesome. Yeah, you're one of those cool dudes
with the big pegs in the back, so they can stand on it. Yeah,
Rickness has been cool since he was like a little baby, dude.
It's just conceived cool, right? You probably had like alligator diapers, right?
Yeah, it's Rickness's world. We're just living in it.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. If you had a Mongoose when you were growing up, you were the cool kid, man. I don't care what anybody said. If you were a jerk and nobody liked you, if you showed up in a Mongoose, you instantly were the guy.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, we were all like, man, Mongoose was the big thing. And then when it got older, it was if you had a Corvette, a Trans Am, or a Camaro. It
Yes.
didn't matter, and a Mustang.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter who you were. If you had one of those cars, you were the cool guy, no matter what.
Do you see what he says?
Yeah, that
What was your first car, man? What was your very first car
my first car that I actually drove, or
No,
or
that's-
legally drove.
that you paid for, which it was yours?
Oh, the
Yeah,
first car that I paid
I was
for.
in my parents' car at midnight when they were traveling, when they weren't home. I was 12 and 13, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, because the first car I ever drove was a truck, and it was a farm truck.
Right. That doesn't. Yeah.
And back then, we didn't have license plates on them.
Yep.
It was a farm truck. We would just
Just
we'd
drive
drive
off.
it up to. There's a gas station where the old style gas station that had the beep, the bells and stuff.
You'd drive in the gas station, buy your dad his smokes, and take them back to him in the old days.
Oh yeah. We
amazing.
had to go do that stuff all the time, and we had to go get gas. We had to get we get a carton of smokes for everybody. It was one of those things. When you ran around and did stuff, you had to go. You had to drive. They were like, go up to get us. It was a Sohio, is what it was, and you had to go up and get everybody smokes.
Yeah, and sometimes they would even sell you alcohol for your parents. They knew your parents.
Oh yeah, no, we would. I don't ever remember. I didn't think they started IDing for years.
They didn't. No.
Because when I was a kid, we would get those Colt 45s.
Yeah.
Not me, but they were
Yeah.
in the big ones with the
Yeah.
bottles and everything like that.
Yes.
We get like 5 or 6 of those with a carton of cigarettes, and we take them back to the farm. And
You're like
they-
12, and they're like selling all this stuff, right?
Yeah. And it was nothing to be like young people smoking, going to get stuff, all that kind of stuff. You driving around. I mean, I was 12, 13 years old driving that. It was the shifter was on the column.
3 in the tree, baby. Yeah. But yeah. The
Rickness is like, yeah, they can take that off the screen.
the Duster.
There
Oh,
you go. Oh, Plymouth Duster.
what was your car? Did you mention your car? We got.
Oh no, my first car that I ever had was a Chevy Chevette.
Okay. Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, I bought it for
What year was it? 70 something.
it was 70 something, like late no, it was early 80s,
Okay.
early 80s, and I bought it for like $500.
That just like Gus, $500 for Plymouth. Is Plymouth?
It was something very inexpensive, and some girl that I know wrecked it.
So Gus, with your Duster, isn't like the front wheels or one of the front wheels, the lug nuts were screwed on opposite direction than like not righty tighty but lefty was tight on the Duster?
Oh,
One of my friends had a Duster and his front wheels, they screwed it in backwards, the lug nuts.
I never really came across a Duster that I worked with them or anything like that, so I don't know.
My first car was a 1972 Chevy Nova.
Well, that's a good car. That's a real good car. Well,
Yeah.
back then it might not have been.
No, it was nice.
It was nice then.
And my second car was a 1972 Chevy Nova. And my dream
That
car.
says that they're normal. He didn't have that issue.
Okay. Sorry, man. One of my buddies had a Duster, and that's what he said. So I don't know. My cousin her husband had a Roadrunner. He got clocked at like 218.
Oh my lord! Was that
Super B thing? And he took the engine out. It was all blueprinted. It was all perfect. And
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
That was back in the day. Cars, you could talk about cars all the time. Oh, Rickness is talking about his.
It's Thunderbird.
My first car was an 89 teal Thunderbird. Now, 89 Thunderbird. I had a 79 Thunderbird years later, and it had a Windsor engine in it.
Nice. What's the word? Thunderbird. Did you ever do that?
Yeah. Drove it for a year before I found out it had a sports engine, and I needed to put premium unleaded, not regular. That's better than nowadays. Have you seen those videos of the young girls and young guys out there getting like diesel gas in their
I saw-
regular car?
I saw a video the other day, and I think it was a prank, but some girls trying to figure out what to put the gas into her Tesla. Like, come on, that's gotta be fake.
Yeah, that has to be fake. And I saw somebody doing something with I saw this video and I thought this can't possibly be right. They were using a fire extinguisher to put air in their tires.
Yeah, that can't be right.
Yeah. And I mean this big thing, and they put it down on the tire and they actually pressed the thing, and it's like white smoke's going everywhere and everything. And you're like, either that person that's all like a joke on the internet or something like that, and they're pranking people,
Right.
or that person's high. And they probably shouldn't be near that car.
Right. 1 second, Chris.
Is that one of those places that you fill up and they give you a free drinking glass? Are you talking about when I would go up there to the?
You get the carton of smokes? Yeah.
Yeah, they would do all kinds of things. Actually, I had a guy out there. He'd work on cars and he'd come out and he'd fill up your gas tank, and he had the change on the little thing on his
The
belt.
little ching thing?
Yeah.
The, like quarters, nickel, dimes?
Yeah. And then do you remember the credit card slider thing?
Yeah.
People did. Somebody saw that and they were like, "What is that?" I think it was one of my kids.
Well, a knuckle buster.
Yeah. And then it was back then. It was like you turn those receipts in. I mean, literally, people could like just do fake credit cards and be gone. I don't know. That's why I think crypto is so important and everything.
Yeah.
Get back to
technology is so much more important now. Yeah. I went to Portland one time. I was doing something for hair, and I got out. My wife was, I'm trying to pump the gas, and the gas station attendant came out like all crazy. I didn't know you can't pump your own gas in Portland.
Yes, you can.
Oh, really? That's a thing?
Oh, not Portland. What was?
It's in Oregon.
Oh, in Oregon. Sorry, in Oregon. It was in Oregon. In Oregon, they wouldn't let you pump your own gas.
Why?
A state law where the gas station has to have a gas pumper, and it provides jobs for people to pump gas.
Oh,
I didn't know.
It's dangerous, don't you know?
It's dangerous. It's gasoline and so whatever.
well, I hope nothing bad happened. That's why they came up with that rule. Seems like a silly rule, but
It's been like that since they never got rid of it.
Yeah, it was just weird. I was going to get out and get gas in my car and almost got tackled by the gas pumping guy.
Yeah, 'cause we were using a friend's car in California.
Yeah. So
Just because you're from California didn't mean
Yeah.
you were.
it was borrowed my wife's best friend at the time, probably still today, borrowed his Volvo, was driving around in it, and we're in Oregon, and it said, just because you come from California, I mean, you can do what you want in my state. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm from Texas, dude. I don't know what I didn't know. In Texas, you do what you want.
Texas, we make the rules up as we go.
That's right.
Let me tell you,
Well, it looks like Detroit's winning that game, like 20-17 right now.
Nice. Hey, I'll be right back, okay?
Well, I think I'm gonna close everything up, man.
Okay, cool.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
Isn't that like New Jersey? You don't pump? I think so too.
yes, there's a state on the East Coast.
There's one state in the East Coast like that.
There's
So
only
you know,
two states.
oh, I did not know that that's a thing around these states. That's crazy.
well, Bon
All right.
Jovi's from there. He doesn't pump his own gas anyhow, so it's all good.
Who doesn't pump their own gas?
Bon Jovi's from New Jersey too, so
Oh,
he doesn't pump his own gas anyhow.
I bet he does. I bet he's a good guy. All right. Well, I want to wrap it up because I got things to do because my son's birthday is tomorrow, and
18.
yeah, so I got to put his stuff on he turns 18 at midnight tonight, so I have to put his stuff on the lawn. So got to get going.
Got to pack his stuff up, huh?
In Washington too. All right. Well, guess what? No, he drives around the country.
Well, I hope that Washington changed their mascot name again.
Why? What's wrong with that?
I like the old one.
What is it?
I don't know. They're the Washington Commanders or something now.
Oh, that's Washington D.C.
Oh, my bad.
If I think he's talking about Washington State, right?
Yeah. Well, he must be a well-traveled guy, Gus.
Gus. He's in an RV.
Okay, cool.
Driving around the country. He's going all over the place. He actually met with Nick out in California a while back.
That's cool.
Got a picture of him and all that kind of stuff. But all right, I'm gonna close it up here, guys. We'll probably be live on Wednesday, hopefully. If everything's good.
It's fun tonight, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate hanging out, and we'll talk to you guys real soon.
Bye.